Welcome to the LA Business Podcast, a forum for business owners and senior executives to share the experiences about the elements that drive their success. Your host is Robert Brill, CEO of Brill Media.co, an Inc. 500 company delivering the power of hyperlocal advertising. Robert writes for Forbes, Inc., and ad trade publications. Our goal is to bring you the stories about successes and failures of people who are making big things happen in marketing, entrepreneurship, and management.
Hey everyone, before we get started with this episode of the LA Business Podcast, we have a little bit of a change of venue. We recorded these episodes live at the Social Media Marketing World Conference in San Diego, California. And I met some really interesting people, and I recorded these episodes live because I wanted to hear their stories and I wanted to bring them to you. So I hope you enjoy the podcast and I hope you enjoy the episode, and I hope you can forgive the sound quality that you might hear, the background noise. All right, here we go. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the LA Business Podcast. Today our guest is Julbert Abraham, and he's the CEO and founder of AGM, Abraham Global Marketing. Great to be here with you,
Thank
Julbert.
you, Robert. This is awesome. Yeah. I'm excited.
So we met yesterday at a dinner for agency leaders, had a really robust conversation. Yeah. And really I want to share a lot of what we talked about last night with our group. And I'll give a little context to the listeners. Yeah. We're at Social Media Marketing World 2020 here in San Diego. It's the last day and the last evening of the show. And right now as we're recording this, the final keynote is going on, and I find these conversations to be much more valuable than being in a room full of people, listening to someone talk. And what I really enjoyed about our conversation is your solution really speaks to a solve for the challenges that I've been having as a business owner. And the fundamental challenges that we have are, we have a high concept product. Yeah. We have a very few number of potential buyers. Yep. And there's complexity, although also sophistication, but there's complexity around what we do, and it takes time to kind of explain it, even though you need the branding and the 30-second elevator pitch and all that stuff. Yeah. And the big challenge that I think that I've noticed in my business is that the vast majority of our business has come from referrals, people that I have proven that I'm good and trustworthy and I'm an expert in the business and all that stuff. I have an opportunity to prove that to people. So now the challenge is, if you don't know me and you don't know what we've done, how do we communicate the same level of expertise and trust in a short conversation out of the blue? And we talked about some solutions, and your company does a lot of that with LinkedIn. So let's dive right in. Sounds good. I think there were 3 top line steps or tactics that that I'm going to be one or looking at. Yeah, we'll take a look. Let's see what it is.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
So I can start with one that we do, and for this to work, it has to be done consistently. Like, one thing with a lot of businesses, they'll just start doing something. If it doesn't work the first 2 months the way they wanted it, they give up. They're like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. But remember, you're building processes, right? So somebody else can come in and do the same thing. So one thing that we do is webinars. We do it once a month. It's normally on the 3rd Wednesday of every month. And then we spend the beginning, like the first 3 weeks, promoting it. And the way we promote it is we identify key people that we want to attend our webinar, and we reached out to them on LinkedIn. So we use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, so we can zoom in on the title, the location, the company sizes we want, and the webinar is already created. So it's not something that every time we have that webinar, we're gonna create a brand new webinar. This is one PowerPoint presentation.
And it's and what was interesting to me is it's a template.
Yeah.
Like like now the examples might be different. The people on the webinar might be different. There are different questions that might come up.
But the concept is still
the concepts are the exact same every month.
Exactly, because all it is I can, let's say I'm talking to a bunch of people that are in the franchise space, right? We work with franchises. So what I do is the same concept, I'll just change the stories. So I'll bring in some of our clients in the franchise space that fit those specific stories that I want to share. Or if it's somebody else in a different industry, then I just bring that, because I've been fortunate to work with a lot of companies, over 560 in 14 countries. So I've seen a lot of different verticals, and I have a lot of different stories. So if I'm able to switch some of the stories around, then it becomes beneficial to that.
So what are you able to do in LinkedIn Sales Navigator?
So LinkedIn Sales Navigator, it's like, think of LinkedIn Premium, but on steroids. So what does that mean? A lot of people have a free LinkedIn account, so they can do search, they can post. That's great. With LinkedIn Business Plus or LinkedIn Premium, they pay a fee, $59 a month, and they're able to jump on and see people that view their profile in the past 90 days, and they don't get any restriction in terms of searches. With Sales Navigator, I can literally pick out companies, large brands. I can find out exactly who just got promoted to the marketing director, marketing manager role the past 90 days, and I can zoom in on these guys and reach out to only them.
So are you searching and filtering these people?
Yes. So the beauty with Sales Navigator, the best way to use it that I recommend is you start by laying out your goal, right? What's your goal? What are you looking to achieve? And then you work down from there. So if you want to, I want to have 15 marketing directors attend my webinar once a month. Okay, if that's the goal, what does that 15 marketing directors look like? Are we talking large organization that has 10,000 plus employees? Are we talking smaller organization? What all that look like? And then are we talking new marketing managers and marketing directors because they're more open to opportunities? Or are we talking about the guys that's been there for 10, 15 years? So once you figure that out, then you could say, okay, what's going to be important to them that they would want to take out 30 minutes of their day to attend my webinar? You see what I mean?
And are you like individually approaching these people?
Yeah, personalized messages.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like that. Even with the personalized messages, some part of the messages doesn't change.
Sure.
You see what I mean? Because it's still templated.
Yeah.
Everything is sort of templated, but you make sure you have the right name, make sure you have the right organization name on there, make sure there's something of value for them so that they will say, yeah, I'm interested in attending the webinar, or, I can't make it, but I send it to whatever, my marketing coordinator, and they're gonna attend.
And these are people who, and sorry, the webinar's live.
Yes.
And
we use Zoom video.
You use Zoom video.
And we do the recording.
And you do the recording.
Yeah.
Do you share the recording afterwards?
Yes. To people that attend the webinars.
Got it.
And if they don't attend the webinar, say, hey, we have a recording, and since you didn't get a chance to make it, would you like us to send it to you? That give us another opportunity to re-engage the people that couldn't make it to it.
And how many people, or what kind of success metrics should someone expect? I reach out to 100 people.
It varies because it's not. There's no set answer, right?
Sure.
It all depends on the level of organization that you're reaching out to.
Yeah.
And then how engaged those people are.
So I think what I heard you say is that the more senior the person is, the more interference that they're going to have to get to your spot, to get to your webinar.
Yeah.
The more junior the person is, the more likely they are to attend, but certainly the less decision-making power they might have.
However, what you got to also look, those junior people are also part of the overall grand scheme decision.
Sure.
Because that higher level manager going to be like, hey, go do research on these guys. Or have you heard of these guys before? And they're like, yeah, I attended one of their webinars. Right? So that creates some form of trust and credibility in the door.
Okay. And then after they watch the webinar, and it certainly depends on the product.
Yeah.
It has to be sort of a turnkey product, something that I can
easy
turn on immediately.
Exactly.
Right.
So you can follow up with them. So this approach worked well if you were like a consultant, a coach, you have some type of course, to a specific BDB group. Like for us, we have what's called the Accelerator Program, which is like a membership program for a year. And we work with sales team, we work with small business owners, and really help them use Sales Navigator to do what we do.
So basically where can people find that?
Very simple. Just if I don't put it out there like this.
Oh, got it. Okay.
For you to get access to it, I either have to do a strategy call with me. So if you go to freelinkedinaudit.com,
okay,
you fill out the form, you put your name, you set a time, you talk to me or someone on my team.
Got it.
And then we'll kind of say, okay, is this, because sometimes it may not be the right fit for you.
Sure.
Like, we've turned people away because it wasn't the right fit for them.
What types of people do you have? Do you have an idea of the types of people who aren't the right fit for this?
For my programs?
Yeah.
Okay, so right now in our program, we have commercial real estate companies, we have financial service firms, we have printing companies who are targeting agencies, we have construction companies, we have HVAC companies. So any company who's looking to target other businesses, specifically decision makers and decision maker or decision influencers, they're most likely maybe good for the program. Depends on what their end goal is.
And it sounds like these are high ticket products.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Okay, so you have the webinar, and then so after the webinar, after people come or they register but they don't actually listen, you said the access to the webinar. Is that the end of your follow-up, or do you continue on? Yeah.
No, if you follow up there, then you're basically you're gonna lose most of the money, because a lot of people, one, they'll see, oh, this is great, but if there is no follow-up sequence afterward, then you're probably you're gonna miss out on potential opportunities. So what we do is, once somebody get off the webinar, at the end of my webinar, my offer is, hey, if you like what you heard, we could do a free strategy session with you and see if this is a fit. And I give them freelinkedinaudit.com. They go there, they could basically fill out the form, and they get right on my calendar.
Wow.
So that saved me a lot of time, but also allowed me to qualify them at the same time.
Yeah. So I think that's really interesting, and it just underscores how really sophisticated marketing really is. Oh, yeah. If the tools are there.
Yeah.
If the person has ingenuity.
Yeah, I agree.
And every time I talk to someone who is fully outside of advertising and who uses these tools and creates their own types of funnels, I am just completely fascinated, because I know how to buy ads. I like buying ads. That's where I feel comfortable. And this is like so fascinating to me to see it. And so do you have a service component of your business where what you described you will kind of like more or less deploy for a company?
Good question. So we have our Done For You program. And for that, right now, we're not looking for more clients on that. We're basically booked for now, which is amazing, and I'm super grateful and blessed.
Yeah.
And the way it works is that we'll get everything set up for you, from developing the messaging, figuring out your audiences, and writing the content, everything. And then we'll do the reach out, and then we'll do the follow-up. And we'll help you create a strategy in the beginning, because it's different, right? Like one of our clients, I think I shared that with you yesterday, is the chemical company that we're working with. Right now, we help them with their company pages and content, and then we're gonna help them with LinkedIn ads.
Got it. So the comprehensive view of how they present on LinkedIn.
Yeah. So
including advertising, including their page, the content on their page, customer service, like commenting and all that stuff.
Yeah. So it's really that's why it's not for everyone. Yeah. But also I can't work with a lot of people in that program. Do you have the ability to multiply yourself? You know what I mean? Like, is there a process in the works to hire people that you can train to do something like this? Yeah. Right now we have a small team.
Yeah.
Right. And they're helping with the accelerator and also the Done For You side. However, part of the accelerator program where I am kind of duplication of myself is after the first 30 days, they get access to our online program, which is the course. Yeah. So after we do all the strategy, the foundational stuff, they get to watch the video content and they get access to that for the rest of the year. So that's me kind of duplicating myself digitally. Now, what we're planning to do is we're going to be hiring folks to help us, where I'll be doing a session with a client But then I have 2 other people doing sessions with clients as well. And all that is done via Zoom. You know, especially with everything that's going on now, we try to use Zoom as much as possible.
Right.
You know, so.
I don't recall, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but I came away from our conversation last night with 3 distinct tactics that I was like, okay, I got to deploy.
So we spoke one.
I can't recall what the other 2 were, which is why I'm recording this. Selfish ass.
Good. It's okay, that's fine. So one we spoke about is the webinar, which is a great approach. The other one is speaking engagement. Right?
Okay.
Because speaking engagement is great for me. I get in front of a lot of people. I've been doing this for 6.5 years. So the way I do speaking engagement now is people find me. But in the beginning, what I was doing is identifying organizers in different groups and reach out to them and co-partner with them. Which is a really good way to
like organizers. I've been trying to get into speaking engagements like haphazardly, ad hoc. I've been trying to do that for at least a year, but I haven't really focused too much effort on it.
Yeah.
I just don't know where to start with that.
Good. So in your case, right, I noticed on the website you're part of EO and a few other organizations, right?
Birthing of Giants, which is a mastermind thing that I'm going to attend this month, actually.
Nice.
LA Chamber of Commerce.
So let's take the chamber, for example. I'm part of the Morris County Chamber in Jersey. With the chamber team, my conversation with them a couple years back is, hey, how can we collaborate? I would love to teach a workshop once a month, once a quarter around the weekend.
Yeah.
And you and I will promote it within our network. The value for them, potential new members, the value for me tapping into some other organizations.
And even more, the ability to just get some video or some images with you on stage.
Yes.
And the practice.
Yeah. So I've been doing that for about 3 years now. I've gotten a lot of business from it. Oof. We even scale it to the point where now we do it all webinars. So it's webinar once a month. I'm in front of my computer using Zoom video. Boom, I get access to the whole chamber members, and people sign up to attend our webinar.
So that's the interesting part. You said something that totally resonates with me. You said like the challenge, something you said something to the effect of the challenges people stop after 2 months because they don't see immediate results. And what's interesting is I've been posting on LinkedIn haphazardly, but aggressively when I do it.
Yeah.
And I've gotten business from it. I know there's attributable business from that content that I've been posting, also on Reddit and Quora and other things, but one client from Reddit and at least 1, if not 2, from LinkedIn.
Nice, congrats.
Over the course of a couple months.
That's awesome.
But I fell off.
Yeah. That's the challenge.
I fell off.
I'm telling you, it's a lot of people that fell off. And that's kind of like with our accelerator program, you have that support system. So you're on Slack, you're going to get a DM from me saying, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard or see you in a while. What's happening here? That keep you that accountable. Now, in your case, I'll give you an example, our printing client. I'm going to share how we were able to help him get about, I think, 7 appointments from LinkedIn. Right? These are people he's been reaching out to for a very long time, and none of them has bite. Mm-hmm. So what I told him to do is very simple. Send video messages.
I've been doing that.
Good. I want to see that. So when do you normally send them? Do you send them trigger events, or how do you do it?
Yeah. I'm probably not doing it to the extent that. So so basically, my wife helped me. My wife helps me with the business, doing stuff that I sort of don't want to do, like figuring out a Washington State tax ID number, that type of stuff. I have no idea. So she was like, okay, we set out a plan, and basically the first day of this plan, I identified 30, 40 people that I want to communicate with. Mm-hmm. And the next few days I developed videos in front of in my office, made a Dropbox link for each of those videos and sent out those videos. Okay. And so I only did that with one cycle, and that was about a month and a half, 2 months ago. With some people. I'm so bad at this.
Yeah.
Horrible.
So
tell me, so what's the
So on my calendar, everything is color coded.
Okay.
And that helps me couple ways. I'll show you. So it helps me, right? I know when there's money time, it's green. When it's like yellow time, it's more like partnership, collaboration.
Wow.
So I know exactly what's going on. When it's orange like this or flamingo, that's client meetings, right? This is me training clients and so forth. So I block out times like that. And that, and that helps me in terms of reminder, right? When I need to follow up with prospects, so I know I'm on top of it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so I recommend that to anyone because it's easier to see than you just got a block on your calendar. If you know a certain color and it just create that attention to you.
Everything is gray.
Yeah, if it's not
a full
gray,
day of gray.
Yeah, don't do that.
Horrendous.
Yeah, it's not productive. But if you kind of color code what's the most important stuff you have to do,
sure.
Follow-ups, prospect calls, specific admin where you have to do them.
Yeah.
Then it all makes sense to you.
Okay. What's the so basically your point is make videos, send custom videos to people on LinkedIn.
So let's dive a little bit deeper in that. There is a way to do that, right? So like for this conference, and I love some of my partners because they share some really good strategy. So there are a few different people here that do LinkedIn as well here. And I know all of them. And they all have cool strategies. One strategy, and you can combine that strategy with my strategy to really take it to the next level. One strategy is if you do content, right? And you know your clients enjoy your content, either video, either article, whatever it is. So when you're reaching out to them, ask them the question, hey, I know some of clients similar to you deal with this type of problem. I have this article, I have this video that I created that helps solve their problem. Not sure if it'll be helpful to you, but would you be open if I send this to you? Right? You ask the permission.
So you don't put the link to the article
you don't do that right away. But by asking them, that also help you vet because some people not gonna reply to you, so you didn't waste your time.
Right.
But some people will say, sure, I'm interested.
Right.
Then that's a good sign, right? Then when you send that article to that person or that video that's custom made to that person, then that gives you an opportunity to follow up. And then the way you want to follow up, right? Let's say you spend your time, 5-10 minutes, you create a custom video, you went to the website, you really lay out how you think you can help them, and you share some of the pain points that they have in their own words. Then the next part of that follow-up, it could be a voice message on LinkedIn. So you go in a messenger on the app, on LinkedIn, you click on the plus sign, right? And then, I don't know if you've ever seen it, I can walk you through it so you can see it. And then that also can help your listeners who are thinking about doing similar strategies.
My network? You're talking about my network?
No, not even. So when you own your LinkedIn app, so if you have the app on your phone, right? I'm going to take us because we're connected.
Sure.
So you could take somebody you connected for this as a practice.
Yeah.
Click on their name. You click on message.
Yeah.
And then on the left side, in the bottom of where it says write a message, there's a plus sign. When you click on that plus sign, you can literally send and record a video right on LinkedIn and send it to somebody.
Why am I doing all this? Okay, got it.
And that saves you a lot of time.
And
then
audio.
You also have the mic right there. You could do a voice message.
That's amazing.
So the beauty here is you want to kind of create a sequence. And that's what's important to have a goal, because if you have a goal, then you can lay out a plan. And if you have the plan, part of the plan is you have a sequence. How are you going to follow up with these people? When are you going to follow up with them? So that's the process.
That's smart.
Yeah. So it's been very helpful for us, and also helping our clients get success from LinkedIn. And I would recommend, if LinkedIn is where your audience and prospects are, to really look deep into this and start using it.
I think for professionals, at least in the advertising business, I think LinkedIn is a really important place. I mean, it's the place where I get the most engagement. Partially, I think, because LinkedIn is giving that attention away right now, but also because it's my domain. I have the most cachet in a professional setting.
Yeah. So use it to the best abilities. And I think don't sleep on content, because that's technically free advertising.
Right.
And honestly, in your case, a lot of people don't fully understand programmatic advertising. They don't understand your world.
And there's a lot of opportunity there.
Exactly.
What was that third tactic?
So there's a few different ones, but one I'm going to give you that one. It's kind of tied to LinkedIn, but it can help you as well, is referrals from other clients. So we have past clients that give us referrals, just like you get them, but here's what we do that's a bit different. Is when we're meeting with clients, potential clients, past clients, most of the time we'll go through their network. And we'll identify 2 or 3 people that may be the right fit for us. And we'll ask them, hey, I noticed you're connected to these people. How well do you know them?
Okay.
Before we even reach out or ask for an email introduction, because they may not know them well. Just like a lot of us, they probably connect with a bunch of people.
Okay, so if they know them.
If they know them, you say, hey, would you be open to make an email introduction, or can I mention your name when I reach out to them?
I hate asking for stuff like that.
I know.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Very uncomfortable.
It's so much easier, like, because it's my business and because my name is on the business, it's hard. Like I limit more than I should when I ask for things from people outside of like my employees or my wife.
So that's one. I'll give you another strategy.
Yeah, but that's interesting, and I think it's easier actually for employees to do that. Yeah,
exactly. If it's an employee, like they're in sales, biz dev, they should be doing it. That should be part of the KPI.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And then they say, oh, they don't have any referrals. No, teach them the way to get the referrals.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So now if it's part of the KPI, then you can measure it and it's going to get done.
Yeah. Got to have a standard operating procedure for a sales process.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it sounds like one of the key things that your course or your membership and your managed services do is you really help. Like for me, I could see this being incredibly helpful for instilling a framework of success.
Yeah. That's basically it.
Yeah.
That's it. I guess, can I give a last bonus?
I'd love to hear that.
A last bonus, and this is something we just recently started doing last year, is leveraging podcasting.
Tell me about that.
So we identify larger companies that we want to do business with, and we reached out to the founders and we asked them, hey, we have this podcast, here's the audience, we would love to have you on there because you think you could add value to them. All that do is create an opportunity for you to have a conversation.
Yeah.
That conversation could lead to a follow-up conversation, which could lead to them knowing who you are.
Right.
Which is gonna lead to business down the line.
Right.
So I think you already have the podcast.
Yeah.
You are halfway there. I would leverage it as much as possible.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is helpful.
Incredibly helpful. I loved the conversation that we had last night and that we had now. So Julbert, I'm a big foodie. Love eating good food. Whether it's in New Jersey or anywhere else, what do you like to eat?
So I'm vegan.
Okay.
And I'm also Haitian. So I'm from the Caribbean. There is not a lot of Haitian that are vegan.
Okay. I imagine.
So there is a place in New Jersey. The owner is a good friend of mine. I hosted my engagement party there a couple weeks ago, called Saveur Creole. It is located in Montclair, New Jersey. High scale Haitian restaurant, amazing, delicious food. Anytime you or anybody is, from the LA area, is in New Jersey, just check them out.
What's it called again?
Saveur Creole.
How do you spell that?
SAUVEUR Creole, CREOLE.
What's typical Haitian food?
Typical Haitian food is like black rice with beans and vegetables and either chicken or pork or goat, whichever. So it's Caribbean food.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm so hungry right now.
Me too. So yeah, anytime I'm pretty sure there's some really good Haitian restaurant in LA. I just don't know the name.
Yeah.
But
that's dope.
Definitely check one out.
How can people find you?
Oh, very simple. Just go to freelinkedinaudit.com. You could set up a time to chat with me or someone on my team if you want to learn more about LinkedIn. If you want to just get some free resources, just go to my website, abrahamglobal.com, and click on resources. You'll see tons of video content there, just or YouTube, whichever.
So, Julbert, incredibly valuable. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
This was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to this episode of the LA Business Podcast. If you like what we're doing on this podcast, please consider subscribing on Apple or Google Play, leaving a 5-star review, and sharing with your friends. If you have any questions, comments, or recommendations for a guest you'd like to hear on this podcast, please email me, Robert@brillmedia.co. Thank you. Have a fantastic day.